All right, guys, I'm going to show you one example from each little section here that you're going to be working on today, so hope this helps a little bit. For this first part of 27 through 35, since you're doing odds, it says determine the common difference, which is D, the fifth term, and the nth term, and the 100 term of the arithmetic sequence. So the formula we're going to be using here is this one. Hopefully you have this written down in your notes. If you don't, you're going to need that one. Like that is the arithmetic formula right there. So first of all, I'm going to do 28, doing the even ones here. It says find the common difference. That's D. D is what the difference is between the terms. That's all it means. And the way you find it, if you can't tell by looking, is you do the second term minus the first term, 4. So that's the common difference, which is a big deal in the formula. Then it says find the fifth term. So I'm going to say A5, which stands for fifth term, is the first term, just following that formula, 1 plus n minus 1, that's your n. The 5 is the n. N means what term you're looking for. So if you're looking for the fifth term, I'm going to do 5 minus 1 in the parentheses times d, which is the difference. I'm just going to punch that in or just work it out. 4 times 4 is 16 plus 1, so 17 would be the fifth term. That really isn't that hard, just should have done, it's the next term. Then it says the nth term. The nth term just means do the same thing, except leave the n in the formula. Okay, so I'm going to do that. And go ahead and work that out as much as you can. If I distribute that 4, I'm getting 4n minus 4. Then I can add the 1 and the negative 4 and get 4n minus 3. So that's the formula for like that sequence for whatever term you're looking for. Then it says find the 100th term. Do the same thing I did for the fifth term, except instead of in my parentheses, I'm doing n minus 1, so I'm doing 100 minus 1, which is 99 times 4. And you can just punch that straight in your calculator if you want to. I think it's going to end up being 397. I don't have my calculator with me, but I think it's 397. So that's how you do that first little section right there. All right, when you get to this next section, to be honest, these problems are all a little bit different. I'm going to pick one and just kind of go with it, and you can, I hope it helps a little bit. I'm going to do 38. It says the 12th term is 32. So the 12th term is 32, and the fifth term is 18. It wants me to find the 20th term. So I need to know D. I need to know A1 for that formula. So I'm just going to set it up. I'm going to say, okay, A12. A12, the 12th term is the first term, which I don't know, plus n minus 1, which is going to be 11 times D. So it's A1 plus 11D. Now, the fifth term is 18, and it's the first term plus 4 times D. All right, so there's a system. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take those two equations. I'm just going to subtract them. So I'm going to do 32 minus 18 is 14. The A1s are gone, and I get 7D divided by 7, so my D is 2. Okay, so that's a lot. If I know D is 2, I can plug that D in back right here. 4 times 2 is 8, so I'm like 8 plus 4 is 18. Well, 10 is, so that tells me the first term is 10. So if I know those two things, I can find out any term I want to. So 38, again, it's asking for the 20th term. So I can say, okay, the 20th term is the first. I'm following the same formula. I'll write it down again. This is what we used in the last problem. That's the arithmetic formula. Okay, so the 20th term is the first term, which is 10, plus n minus 1. N is the 20, so 20 minus 1 is 19 times D. D is 2, so it's going to end up being 48. So the 20th term is just 48. Hope that helps. All right, 43 to 48. Let's talk about find the partial sum. The sum formula looks like this. It's n over 2. And then you do first term plus the last. Now, in this case, that an means last term. So it's first term plus the last term. N means how many terms there are. So I'm going to do 44 real quick. 44, it tells me n is 12. So I'm going 12 over 2. There's 12 terms. The first term, if they don't put A1, if they just put A, this book means that is A1. That's the first term. So I'm going to go with 3. And it's asking for the last term, which they don't tell me up there. All right, so because there's 12 terms, that means the 12th term is the last term. So I'm going to go back, because I don't know what the 12th term is. I'm going to go back to the formula we did earlier and find out what the 12th term is. So the 12th term is going to be the first term plus n minus 1, which is going to be 11, because 12 minus 1 is 11, times D, which is 2. That's going to be 25. So my 12th term is 25, or the last term is 25, putting it right in there. So it's going to give me 6 out here, 28 in there, and that's going to give me, let's see, 6 times 20 is 120, and 48, I think that's 168, will be the sum if you added up all those terms in that sequence. All right, guys, this last set. I'm gonna do. Let's see. I'll do 50. It looks the worst. It says a partial sum is given. Find the sum. Okay, so 50 looks like this. And remember the sum formula. The sum formula is how many terms there are over 2, first term plus last term. Now this time, what I know is, I know what the first term is, it's -3. I know what the last term is, it's 30. What I don't know is how many terms there are. I don't know how many terms I'm adding up. So I'm gonna come over here and I'm gonna use that term. I'm gonna use that last term. The last term is 30. Okay, I don't know which one it is, but it's the last term. So remember, AN means last term. So it equals the first term plus N minus 1 times D. And D, I can tell by looking right there, is 1.5. So I'm gonna put a 3/2 right there. That's what the D is, just by looking. Or you could do the second one minus the first. Let's see here. So I'm gonna move that 3 over. That's gonna be 33 equals N minus 1 times 3/2. Now what I'm gonna do, I'm not gonna distribute that 3/2. I'm gonna divide both sides by 3/2. All right, I'm dividing both sides by 3/2. Now, if I divide by 3/2, you're really doing keep, change, flip. So I'm gonna go keep the 33, change, and flip. That's gonna give me 22. So my N minus 1 is gonna equal 22. So that means there are 23 terms. That's my N. There are 23 terms to get from -3 to 30. So I'm gonna put a 22 right there. Sorry, 23 right there. 23. So I get 23 over 2 times 27 inside there. When I punch that in, I'm getting 621 over 2 as my sum, if you add all those up. All right. Hope that helps. Do good. Do your odd ones. Get them all done. When you get them done, I need you to leave your papers on my desk so I can check your work when I get back tomorrow. Have a great day. Miss you guys. See ya.